So I was looking for a 1996 roster for a different video, and I came across this scenario by Time to Ghost called Best Teams of All Time. We're gonna simulate whatever this best team of all time league is. I guess we'll start with the 76ers. Apparently we got the Allen Iverson, Mutombo, Eric Snow type Sixers. The Bucks is the NBA championship team. Bucks, PJ Tucker, Drew, Giannis. You guys know that roster. The next team, pretty obvious. You got the Chicago Bulls with Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. The Cavs can be pretty obvious as well since they won that 2016 title. We got the Big Four, Boston Celtics. You got the Lob City Clippers with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. The current day Memphis Grizzlies. The Hawks one is a little questionable. It's just Trae Young, John Collins, the roster from a year or two ago. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, this team is not on par with a lot of the other teams I've seen, so I'm gonna be adding a all-time Hawks player. I'm sure you all could have guessed that I was putting Dominique Wilkins on this team, but here he is. The Miami Heat is the Heatles, the Big Three. The best Hornets team is apparently LaMelo Ball's current team. I don't agree with that, so we're gonna put Larry Johnson on this team. The all-time Jazz team, or the best Jazz team, is Karl Malone and John Stockton. The Kings have Chris Webber and Vlade Divac. The Knicks is the Carmelo Anthony, Lynn Sanity, J.R. Smith, Tyson Chandler, Stoudemire team. It's a great roster. The Lakers' best team is the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. I'll accept that. There's a lot of great Lakers team. And speaking of Shaq, he's also on the Magic team with Penny and Horace Grant. Dallas Mavericks is the championship team. Dirk, Terry, Chandler, you know those guys. We got the Big Three Brooklyn Nets. The Nuggets is the current Nuggets team with Jokic, a healthy Jamal Murray. Oh no, this is a couple years ago. Never mind, this is the Paul Millsap Nuggets. The all-time Pacers is pretty solid as well. We got Reggie here and Chris Mullin. Pelicans with Anthony Davis, Boogie Cousins, and Rondo are here. The Bad Boy Pistons for the Detroit Pistons. That one's pretty obvious. The Raptors with Kawhi. Rockets with James Harden and Chris Paul. The Spurs team has Kawhi, Tony Parker. The Suns, the team that went to the finals. The Big Three OKC Thunder. Kevin Garnett, Sam Cassell-led Timberwolves. Dame Dalla and CJ. Even Seth Curry, Rocco, Cantor. This Trailblazers team was pretty nice. The team that I expect to win the simulation other than Jordan's team is obviously the 2017 Golden State Warriors and the Washington Wizards with the GOAT, Marcin Gortat, who gets commented in everything I post nowadays. So shout out to that one guy who really messes with Gortat. We are gonna simulate 3 seasons on the save file, see what happens, see which franchise had the greatest team of all time. After this year, we still have a free agency and a draft, so players could end up anywhere. Personally, my prediction, I think the 3 winners are gonna be Jordan, the Warriors, and at one point, the Memphis Grizzlies. If I don't get 2 out of 3, you guys can put any player you want on my YouTube banner. And yes, Victor will be joining this league of all-time teams. Listen, nobody gets to tank. I mean, all the teams are relatively the same kind of skill. They're all good and competitive. So Victor might end up on a team that could win a championship as soon as next season. So I'm simulating, right? And the Detroit Pistons are currently 0-12. I am making an executive decision to give Detroit their greatest center of all time. You guys all probably thought I was talking about Ben Wallace or Rasheed Wallace or literally any other center ever, but nope, I'm talking about Andre Drummond, 91 overall. Welcome to the team, buddy. Is this enough to help them win? We're gonna find out. We're gonna test against the Knicks, and they finally won a game. Andre Drummond, 22-16. He's a beast. It's December 1st, and the 76ers are 3-19, and the Timberwolves are 4-18, so I'm gonna go help them out real quick. I have assisted the Philadelphia 76ers by giving them a 94 overall Jahlil Okafor. This video has little to no direction. At this point, it's just me having fun with a bunch of random teams and random players today. You're probably thinking, Jimmy Butler on the Timberwolves when you just gotta put him on the 76ers? Listen, man, I like Jimmy on the Timberwolves. I like Okafor on the 76ers. Just deal with it. Well, the Timberwolves and 76ers still kind of suck. The Pelicans are now the worst team in the league, so we're gonna go give him Chris Paul or something. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give them Chris Paul. I just noticed E'Twaun Moore is here. E'Twaun Moore, I went to a G League game and he got dunked on by Robert Williams and he fell to the floor 3 inches in front of my face. And me and my buddies were chirping up E'Twaun Moore and we were like, oh, you got dunked on, oh, and he was like laughing and it was a cool time. He got postered, he was like, haha, that was a good dunk, hung guys, and then like ran off and tried to play transition offense or whatever. All right, once we get past the All-Star break, I'm not gonna edit anybody's teams or add any anybody else. Whoever they got, they're stuck with them. Karl Malone and LeBron James are the two team captains. LeBron has his own teammate himself. They also have Shaq and Kobe and Allen Iverson, and then off the bench, Trae Young, Chris Paul, James Harden, Giannis, Dirk. Team Karl's okay, I guess. I mean, they got Kevin Garnett twice. They also got Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Jokic, Durant, Reggie Miller. Honestly, on paper, their team is much better. But who on earth is going to root for Karl Malone in an all-star game? Not me. Guys, it's a dark day in NBA history. Team Karl Malone beat Team LeBron. For somebody who sees stuff coming all the time like a fortune teller, you'd think LeBron would try to, like, avoid losing, right? Like, you know the meme that's going around where LeBron's like, Le Cap or whatever? What if LeBron's secretly a fortune teller and that's how he came back down 3-1? What if he's a psychic, like some weird medium who can see into the future? That's why he's been able to play 30 years. He just time travels to the future, puts himself in a hyperbolic time chamber, comes out, plays an NBA season. Either way, Kevin Durant is the most valuable player in a league with LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Allen Iverson, Kevin Garnett. But no, Durantula, the Grim Reaper, the Slim Reaper, MVP, 34, 11, and 7 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. Ginobili wins 6th Man of the Year. The award should have been named after him, but as a Celtics fan, I guess I can't complain with Havlicek. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists off the bench for that San Antonio Spurs team. The Orlando Magic version of Shaquille O'Neal wins Defensive Player of the Year. 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. And Nate McMillan, your Coach of the Year, which means the team that I helped at the very beginning of the video got better because I gave them Dominique Wilkins. Your All-NBA first team is James Harden, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Jokic. All-NBA second team are Russell Westbrook, Trae Young, Kevin Garnett, Karl Malone, and Shaquille O'Neal. The third team also has Shaquille O'Neal, but they also got Larry Johnson, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Christopher Paul. Here's the thing. The Warriors are the 3rd seed, the Chicago Bulls aren't even in playoffs, and the Grizzlies lost in the play-in. If I'm going to be honest, out of all the teams that's going to win something here, it's going to be OKC. They're going to surprise us, but I still gotta hope and root for the Golden State Warriors. So we're just going to go ahead, simulate through games. For the first round, I won't go and spectate or jump into anything, but once we get to the second round, I'll definitely look at those Game 6 and Game 7s. Well, that is unfortunate. The Spurs got upset as an 8th seed. Los Angeles Lakers team moves on to the second round, taking on Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. We got Damian Lillard taking on James Harden and Chris Paul on this, so we might get Chris Paul versus Chris Paul if the Suns win. The Bucks lost to the 8th seed as well. We got Miami taking on Kawhi Leonard, and then we got Trae Young and Dominique Wilkins taking on LeBron James. So honestly, we could have LeBron James versus LeBron James and Chris Paul versus Chris Paul if everything goes correctly. The Miami Heat are going to go ahead and sweep the Toronto Raptors. Everything else, it's kind of a series. Phoenix is up 3-1. They're probably going to go ahead and move on. And they do. They upset Shaq and Kobe. We got Phoenix in the conference finals. We got Miami. But we also got Dame Lillard and James Harden in a Game 6 matchup. The Trailblazers win by 11. CJ McCollum, 23 points. They force a Game 7 over there, and we hop back over to the eastern side of things. LeBron versus Trae Young. If the Hawks win, they move on. If the Cavs win, well, LeBron has to win another game afterwards before he can face himself. 13 seconds left. 118, 116. The Cavs are down 2. I have no clue what could happen, so we're going to jump in and see if LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, any of those guys can hit a game winner. Never mind, this is incredibly awkward. The Hawks have the ball, so they're probably going to end up winning this. LeBron fouls Trae Young, which might not be the greatest idea, because he's definitely a good shooter, at least in the game. Right now, having a rough season, but this is 2K we're talking about. He's going to nail both free throws. It's a 4-point game. LeBron, you're pretty much screwed, buddy. I guess the Hawks were better than I thought they were. I thought they needed Dominique to barely make playoffs. No, they are stomping the competition. JR Switch in the corner, pump fake, pulls the 3. Oh, it's in and out. I thought he was going to nail that and we were going to get some crazy ending, but nope. The Cavs choke. JR Smith, the Henny, was blurring his vision. He wasn't in the right headspace, and the Hawks are moving on to the conference finals. Game 7, Houston and Portland. What we got here? Well, it's a Game 7. Do we got a close Game 7? Well, we're going to find out. It's looking pretty close. They're trading the score back and forth. Please give us another jump in. I like jumping in. There is no good time to jump in. James Harden has a monster performance. 58 points. Dame had 34. The other Curry had 26. They tried their best, but it's James Harden. Well, we got 2 players who are notoriously known for choking in the playoffs and not being good playoff players. And then we got Trae Young and Dominique Wilkins taking on the Heat Big 3. I mean, come on. I'm kind of shocked that the Miami Heat aren't doing the greatest. I mean, come on, you got D Wade, you got LeBron, you got Bosh. Both series are 3-1. It looks like we're gonna get a Houston Hawks finals. And there you have it, the Atlanta Hawks and the Houston Rockets NBA Finals. Chris Paul, James Harden, Eric Gordon, Marquise Chris, and Clint Capella taking on Trae Young, Dominique Wilkins, John Collins, and another Clint Capella. Oh my god, it's a battle of the Clint Capellas. It's Clint versus Clint, Capella versus Capella. Who's gonna come out on top? Alright, it looks like Hawks Capella is the better Capella. Oh my god, Trae Young and Dominique are killing it. And shockingly, the Hawks are the first NBA champions of the simulations. Wilkins is your finals MVP, and none of the teams that I predicted to win an NBA championship won one this season, which means the next 2 seasons I have to go back to back. I need one of my 3 teams to win a title, or you guys could put someone like JJ Barea on my banner. Listen, because none of these old heads are on any of these historic NBA teams, that's right, we got a 1960 draft class with Oscar, Jerry West, and Lenny Wilkins. I don't know if they'll do anything once they get drafted into the league, but we'll find out. Free agency has passed, players have left their team, and let me tell you, the league is shaken up. I looked at the rosters for 3 seconds and already saw some teams that I can't believe just got formed. So I'm going to show them all to you before we jump into Season 2. Allen Iverson, Chris Webber, they're now on the Sixers together. Pretty cool duo. Michael Jordan left the Chicago Bulls, but Kevin Garnett has joined them. So we got Pippen, Garnett, and Tony. The Celtics lost Ray Allen and Paul Pierce, but they did just gain NBA champion Dominique Wilkins. The Hawks, unfortunately, are the same exact team they were at the beginning of this video now that Dominique's gone. And guess what? They're not getting my help anymore. Shaquille O'Neal, Jahlil Okafor, and Danny Green have all joined the Clippers. This team is a super team now. Jimmy Butler, he goes home to the Miami Heat, teaming up with LeBron. Karl Malone and John Stockton get a new teammate in Marcin Gortat, of all people. Blake Griffin's gonna try his best to replace Chris Webber with the Sacramento Kings. Carmelo has hightailed out of New York, and now it's just Jeremy Lin, Amari Stoudemire, and Victor. Oh my lord, I just realized where Carmelo Anthony went. He's a Laker with Shaq and Kobe? Ginobili and DeMarcus Cousins have gone to the Orlando Magic, which is a little weird. Michael Jordan has gone to the Indiana Pacers. We could have had Victor and Jordan on the same team, but they wanted Scoot instead. Paul Pierce and Anthony Davis? That's gonna be an awful duo. I don't know why I'm sounding excited. This is another team that just kind of blows my mind. Kevin Durant and Dwayne Wade have replaced James Harden and Chris Paul. They're both gone. The Rockets got a new duo. Reggie Miller joined the Spurs. Okay, I know I've said like 30 teams are gonna be really good, but this Spurs team is gonna be something else. E'Twaun Moore has replaced Kevin Durant with the Thunder, and that's such a weird sentence, but it's true. And Chris Paul replaces John Wall with the Wizards, which means I don't know where John Wall went. He went straight to free agency. Yep, that's right. There's a lot of really great players who haven't been signed, apparently. If you guys ever ask yourself, should I subscribe to Little Codeine or like this video? The answer is yes, because in no other planet would you see E'Twaun Moore and Jahlil Okafor on the same all-star team. On top of that, did you ever think you'd see E'Twaun Moore be the captain of an all-star team before today? Probably not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the most cursed video I've ever recorded on this channel. E'Twaun Moore is the MVP of the NBA. 31 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think that this would happen. Didn't think the video would end up this way, but it has. E'Twaun, shout out to you. Victor, Rookie of the Year. John Wall over on the Orlando Magic, backing up Penny Hardaway. He's your 6th man of the year. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year, only putting up 15 points a game. 2K hates Kawhi Leonard. I don't know why they think he's just some mid 3-and-D player at an 85 overall, but that's what he plays like. Anthony Simons, Most Improved Player. That's fine. He's doing great. I'm not shocked. Nate McMillan is going to haunt me in my nightmares, though. Him and E'Twaun Moore. The Hawks and E'Twaun Moore. What can I say? All-NBA first team, Trae Young, James Harden, E'Twaun, Larry Johnson, Nikola Jokic. We got Russell, LaMelo, LeBron, KD, Shaq. That's the second team. Why are we going so fast? I don't know. It's hyper speed mode. Anyway, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Giannis. See, I went slow this time, switching it up, keeping you on your toes. Anyways, we're here with the playoffs. Look at that. The Memphis Grizzlies, one of the best teams in the league. I called it. Unfortunately, though, Jordan isn't here, but the Warriors are, so I have 2 chances at getting my guesses correct. We're going to simulate the round because it's chaos. I don't know who's where at this point because so many people switched up their teams, and it doesn't really get exciting until the second round anyway. I mean, come on, who cares about a first-round matchup? Not me. Never mind, I should have cared. Golden State, they lost. I'm so sad now. But Memphis Memphis is the highest seeded team currently in the league, but they're also facing the Lakers, who have Carmelo and Shaq and Kobe. But I guess it doesn't matter because Memphis won the first game. They're built different. There's something else. They got that grit and grind. It's Grizz City. Has anybody actually ever called it that? Grizz City? I don't think so. Either way, we got a game 6 here with the Grizzlies and the Lakers. Ja, I need you to win this, please. I don't want to add anything too weird to my banner, all right? Please don't do anything. Okay, they're awful. There we go. Both seasons, my guys have not won a championship, so get to commenting. Put whatever you want. The weirder, the funnier, the weirder, wilder. I don't know, man. You guys could put a palm tree if you wanted. I'm going to be honest. I think after this video, E'Twaun Moore's getting added to the banner either way. I mean, come on. Then again, he was the MVP and lost in the first round, so maybe he shouldn't. We have another game 7 over here. Giannis versus KD. The Bucks versus the Nets. Chris Middleton, who I did a video on like 2 days ago. And some other pretty good players. Is it close? Not at all. It's an 8-point game. KD does it all. Moves on. Look at him. Harden, Morris. Markieff Morris is playing better than Kyrie Irving in this game right now. I don't like Kyrie personally. You know, I don't care for Kyrie Irving, but come on. Only 11 points. Boston, Brooklyn, San Antonio, and Los Angeles. Are we going to get a classic Lakers versus Celtics finals? I mean, it's possible. Boston's a pretty solid team. They are about to sweep the Brooklyn Frauds. Yeah, that's right. I called Brooklyn Frauds. You think I'm going to show them respect? They got eliminated. The Spurs are up 3-2, though, and that's not what I want to see. Kawhi, you're cool and all. Tim Duncan, you're awesome. But I'm sure everyone around the world, and I don't actually know what different countries people watch me from. But as I'm saying, I think everyone wants a Lakers-Celtics finals, and Kobe knows that, so he got us a game 7 to look at. And that brings up a good point. Anybody from any, like, crazy cool country? Like, I don't know every country in the entire planet. You know, that's a lot of things to remember. So try and comment a country you guys don't think that I know exists, because I'm sure there's at least 1 or 2 of you guys from somewhere called, like, Narnia the Second or something. I know that's not a real place, and I don't think it'll ever be a real place, but Reggie Miller is just too good and leads the Spurs to the finals. The Lakers lose. A little sad, but now we got the Celtics versus the Spurs. I don't know how the Celtics got here. They lost Paul, they lost Ray, and they're about to lose in the NBA Finals. The Spurs win in 5. They're your NBA champions. Reggie Miller, Tim Duncan, the duo you never knew that you needed. Also, what kind of name is this? Is this a real person? Is Ricky Council IV a real human being? If so, I just want to know, because that is the coldest and coolest name I've ever seen. He plays for Arkansas. That's pretty nice. Okay, let's find out where Jerry West is going. Mr. Clutch just got an award named after him. The Mavericks are on the clock. Are we going to get Dirk and Jerry West, the greatest duo? No, we're getting Oscar. Okay, never mind. Jerry West is going to go team up with Anthony Davis. All right, that's all I care to see. Like, outside of Oscar, Jerry West, who else matters? Lenny Wilkins? Who's the Lenny Wilkins fans out here? Speaking of players from, what is this, the 60s? Do I have anybody who watches my videos over the age of like 35, 40? I'm not gonna hate. That's just wild that somebody my parents' age probably watches my YouTube videos. My YouTube stats says there's 60-year-olds watching my videos. I don't even know if that's true. It's probably somebody like your normal 8-year-old Jimmy making his own YouTube account and faking his age so he can watch all the inappropriate videos. I don't know. But if you're genuinely 60 and old enough to have grandkids or start planning your retirement, please let me know. That is the sickest thing ever, honestly. That'd be wild. Anthony Davis went to the New York Knicks. Him, Victor, Peja, Stoudemire, they got a lot of tall big men. The Lakers now have 2 Horace Grants. Yes, you heard me correct. They have 2 different Horace Grants on their team. The Orlando Magic have signed Karl Malone, which means they now have a great duo of Kevin and Kendrick Perkins. You probably thought I was going to say Penny Hardaway. Nope. Perk is the GOAT. The Pelicans are now the New Orleans Boston Celtics because they got Ray Allen, they got Paul Pierce, Jerry West, he was a Laker, but it's fine. He's white. He looks like he played for Boston. As we simulate through the final season, let me know who you think's going to win this final season championship. I still can't believe we live in a universe where Trae Young and the Hawks are better than all these other great teams. Like the Chicago Bulls did nothing their first season. The 2017 Warriors did nothing their first season. Kind of wild to think about that the 2 teams that everyone considers the best teams of all time are doing awful in this video. Then again, we also have 99 overall E'Twaun Moore roaming around, so let's be honest, you all know this wasn't going to be a realistic video, right? I mean, we're playing 2K. When has 2K ever been realistic at all? Dirk Nowitzki won MVP. 29, 11, 4, and a block. I've never seen Dirk win MVP, but it's pretty cool. Oscar Robertson wins Rookie of the Year, 19 points, almost 10 assists. Mark Cuban, he's probably going crazy in his office. I swear to God, if one more FedEx guy pulls up to my window like a creep in the middle of my recording session, I'm gonna freak out. I'd understand if it was like the normal UPS FedEx guy, they got the big scary truck, bunch of boxes, but a couple dudes just pull up in their cars and drop off packages. One day it's gonna be a bomb and you're never gonna get another little codeine video. I'm gonna be exploded into a million pieces and it's just gonna be a sad day. Either way, sixth man, amen, amen, Thompson, one of the twins. Kawhi, defensive player of the year, if only he could defend my home from the UPS drivers that are creeping me out constantly. Your All-NBA first team is Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, E'Twaun Moore, Dirk, and Nikola Jokic. Second team, Kobe Bryant, Curry, Okafor, LeBron James, and Andre Drummond. All-NBA third team, Rondo, Dame, Giannis, KG, and Shaq. Big ol' Shaq. Playoffs is pretty cool. Playoffs is pretty wild. We're going to simulate straight into the second round. I don't even care who's where or what they're doing or how they're playing or what they're doing. I said what they're doing twice, man. That was a lot of doing of the whats, you know? You guys ever talk for long periods of time and start to go delirious? That's what's happening right now, okay? You guys are getting the craziest commentary possible. Just kidding. I've had some pretty crazy commentary videos. This isn't one of them. This is pretty normal, pretty relaxed. And if you like the video, subscribe. Aha, normal YouTuber annoying plug thing. Anyways, there's a lot of really good Game 6s we're about to have to spectate here, so buckle up. We might jump into all of them if we're lucky. I accidentally hit continue and selected the game that happens after the other two games, so the other ones might have just ended their series on accident. I didn't get any pop-ups, so I'm assuming they all went to a Game 7, but is the Thunder and Rockets going to do that? You got Russ versus... Well, the Rockets don't have anybody they did at the beginning of the video, so I guess it don't matter. And the Rockets beat them by almost 14 points. It ended up only being 10. Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy duo. I just realized that the Thunder have two James Hardens on their team. They got different versions. They also got E'Twaun, J.R. Smith, Russell Westbrook. The Thunder might be the funniest team I've ever seen in 2K, and now we got all Game 7s. This is about to get wild. First off, we got the Clippers and the Spurs. I believe this team has Shaq and Jahlil Okafor. The other one has Reggie Miller, Kawhi, Tim Duncan. And with a 10-point game, 46 seconds left, it looks like the Clippers are moving on to the next round of playoffs. Shaq, Jahlil Okafor, Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, Mark Jackson's here, Danny Green. Like, this team's pretty solid. LeBron versus Boston, the team he had to go join Miami to beat. Well, now he has to play them with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers are looking much better. By much, I mean much, much better. They win by 8, and the Cavs are moving on to the next round. LeBron, Kyrie, JJ Redick's there now. They also got Seth Curry. And now we got OKC versus the Rockets. You got Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant versus the MVP, E'Twaun Moore. Well, he didn't win MVP this year. He won it last year, but he's still an MVP in my heart. But the executives over at Oklahoma City might not agree. They're probably going to trade him or get rid of him. I don't know. They lost by 19 to KD. And Dwayne Wade, I can't forget the Flash, but I mean, come on, guys. You have two James Hardens. Two different James Hardens. I don't know how you can't win that game. Clippers and Rockets, you got Shaq taking on Kevin Durant, and then you got the bad boy Pistons taking on LeBron and the Cavaliers. We're just going to simulate until we get something cool to look at. The Cavs are up 3-0. It's time to say goodbye to the Pistons. They get swept. How about Houston and Clippers? Houston's up 3-1. Clippers, you're making it a series. You coming back? We got a Game 7. Shaq versus Dwayne Wade, the guy he won a title with. Jahlil Okafor versus a bunch of actual good NBA players, not fake good NBA players, not players I purposely made good. But guess what? He proves it doesn't matter. Chris Paul's on that team too. Completely forgot Chris Paul was there. Jahlil Okafor, Shaq, Chris Paul, Brandon Miller, Danny Green, Jared Dudley, Jamal, Matt Barnes, Mark Jackson. Yeah, the Clippers got a loaded team. I think they're going to beat the Cavaliers here. Sorry, LeBron. It's time to go home. Clippers Nation on top. They are your champions. They sweep Jahlil Okafor Finals MVP. The perfect image for the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a crazy one. It was a fun one, and it was just a great video. Subscribe, like, all that other stuff. Peace.